Hey guys, Sweet Nightingale here, and I'm here with just a quickie little update as well as some things I learned, some really exciting things that I'm really glad to talk about. First of all, you probably noticed that I haven't been uploading as much this week. I got really busy last week, and so I ended up not being able to actually upload for a couple of days, but I'm trying to make up for it. There was one day I gave you guys like 2 videos a day, and I have a bunch of stuff, reserved here that I'll just, kind of upload throughout the week. But today I was kind of under the weather, and then the weather itself got really bad. We had rain and some storms, so my poor little Mac here got shut down pretty early in the day and didn't get turned back on until later, and then by then I just didn't feel like recording or anything. But I am here with the update, and I promise I am going to be having a lot more videos coming up here. But I'm gonna try to finish up my World Adventure series, and I have one part that's recorded and ready to upload, but she Elise, needs to go to France and go ahead and to get visa level 3. Right now, she's pregnant with the baby, and so she's gonna, she and Jax are gonna have the baby pretty soon, but that series is gonna end really quick. Probably just a few more parts until we get up to visa level 3 in France, and then that's gonna be it. But I will keep that game, and I will probably be playing a lot of that like off camera and stuff, because I do enjoy playing with Elise, and it's just I like her a lot, and I enjoy playing in Lunar Lakes and seeing what kind of skills and stuff that she can get up to. So I'll probably use her as a current household kind of thing. I am still going to also continue the house preview video series, which is, I'm really excited about that. I did upload a part to that, which is the Golden Pyramid. If you didn't see that, you can go on my channel and watch that. And I have a really some exciting houses coming up to show. I want to try to preview a lot of different styles of houses and stuff. So I have some really grand ones that are going to be coming up, plus some ones from, subscribers that I enjoyed and so forth. So that's exciting. My Legacy Challenge will just be kind of an ongoing thing, and I'll incorporate seasons into that when it is out. Just as I've incorporated Supernatural. So, that's going to be an ongoing thing until we get to our 10 generations. So, that's not going to end for quite a long time. And I'm not sure how long my Supernatural one is going to play out. I want to try to show everything I can, and then we'll end that one. I'm going to try to end that one before seasons comes out, just to kind of cut down on the series that I'm doing, because, I love doing it, but, obviously I can't do everything. So, some of the series are going to be ending. Lucky Palms and Sunlit Tides are going to be ending as soon as I show some more community lots. Those LPs are pretty much just, town-centered, and I incorporate like all of the expansion packs and stuff. I think the Ambitions one is probably not going to end for a while. I might get Tony grown up, and then, that one will probably end. But, I'm pretty much, trying to show off a lot of what's going on there. And I can't really show off every single career that they have, because there's a lot of careers and stuff that came with Ambitions. A lot of what Ambitions is like, hands-on stuff and skill boosting, like inventing and sculpting and all that kind of stuff. So we'll just see how long that one's going to play out. But anyway, so that's kind of an update on the series. Now, one thing that, and you probably see this website, which I'll talk about in a minute here, because I will be getting into the live Maxis chat that I saw, it was October 9th. Actually, I didn't see it on the release day because I had a hard time finding it, but I did catch it after it was broadcast, and I watched actually the whole thing like twice, just to kind of get as much out of it as I could so that I could share a lot with you guys. But anyway, I know a lot of people kind of had this idea. A lot of people are doing Let's Plays of SimCity 4, which came out, I think, was it 2003 or something like that? 2000, something like that. Yeah, something like that. Early 2000s it came out. And I know a lot of people are doing those Let's Plays to get prepared for the new SimCity that's going to be coming out in February of 2013. And I'm not very good at the game myself, but I enjoy it. It's fun. I kind of enjoy laughing at myself. But if you guys want, I can try to do a Let's Play on that one. Tell me in the video description, and I'll probably put up a poll like on my website. for you guys to vote in. Do you want me to do a series of SimCity 4? I also have Rush Hour installed, so I can incorporate that. And I believe that's the only expansion pack that came with SimCity 4, but if you guys want, I will do a series on that. Not that I am very good at it, and you guys will probably laugh your butts off at me, but that's okay. You know, nobody really has to be perfect, and you know, it's just kind of fun to, you know, sometimes it's just kind of fun to fumble with you guys and that, but but if you guys want, I will be glad to do a series on that. You just tell me in the video, leave a comment, you guys tell me if that's something you want to see or not, because like, I know that if I, you know, start doing one, you know, somebody's going to say, oh, you're copying this person, oh, you're copying that person because they're doing it, and I mean, I've heard it before anyway, so you guys tell me if that's what you want. If not, then, you know, then that's fine too. So just tell me what you think, and I'll probably work on getting this poll put up on the website so you can go and vote, and so I'll take into account those votes. And also tell me in the video description if you want to see that. So anyway, moving on to the live Maxis Live broadcast, they talked about the new SimCity as well as Sims 3 Seasons. They showed a lot of video footage. I will include the link to that broadcast if you guys want to see it. It is a little bit over an hour long, but it is a jam-packed, action-filled hour. We didn't get as many details as what we would like. They revealed more on Sims 3 Seasons because that is going to be coming out in just a few short weeks or a few long weeks if we're all very, very anxious, which sometimes when you're really looking forward to something, time really, really goes slow and seems to stand still. But anyway, they did reveal some things about SimCity, and they did say that they're going to be revealing a lot more. I've watched other live streams on it. They had on the livestream.com Electronic Arts channel, they actually had a SimCity live stream at Gamescom, and they showed a little bit. You know, it was like back in, was it August or something like that? So they didn't show too much, but they showed a little bit. But anyway, I thought I would just kind of go over, I've got like, I found a website with, you know, they kind of went over the details of SimCity when they did the live broadcast, and I think this probably explains it a lot more than I could explain it here from what they said. But let's go and I'll go over the SimCity one first, and then I'll go ahead and talk about what we found out with seasons and stuff. But anyway, and I can give you the link to this website too so that you guys can look at it here. But, you know, it's the Maxis Live Chat SimCity details. Okay. And I'll just try to read this to you as best I can here, because there's a lot, as you guys can see here. So it says, we will have a health map layer to know the best locations to place hospital in the city. So it'll show you like where the 6 Sims and stuff are, because with the video they had like brown spots where it showed the 6 Sims and injured Sims and stuff. So that's pretty cool. You can add on to buildings and expand them rather than needing to always place another building to serve Sims better, which, you know, if you guys remember in the old SimCity, if you wanted to make a better building or whatever, you actually had to destroy what you made and then put up a new one. But with this game, they're going to have like little modules so that you can add on, like you can add, like with the hospital, you can add more patient rooms, you can add more ambulance stuff. With the hotels, you can add more hotel rooms. With the casinos or whatever, you can add more you know, space to gamble or whatever, you know, make it more fancy. So instead of having to destroy a building, they're going to have the module so that you can actually add onto the building, which is going to be really awesome. Awesome, awesome stuff. Power and water can be shared among cities in the region. So you guys, you know, so you can kind of share resources back and forth. And if you're playing a region by yourself and stuff, you can do that. And also, I guess, with friends, like, because you can play multiplayer and, you know, play different regions with your friends and stuff. Can also share money, gift things, and build buildings such as an airport together in the region mode. Okay, so that's like, you can do it by yourself or you can do it with multiplayer and stuff and just kind of play in that particular region together, which is really nice. Yeah, I really like that, you know, that you can actually play this with your friends and stuff. Really cool. New challenges, leaderboards, and city log features with multiplayer. So you can kind of see how other players are doing and who's like in the lead and who's kind of, you know, winning or whatever, you know, how they're doing and stuff. You can play all cities in the region if you want to, or with others. So again, that goes into the multiplayer. You can sort of lock regions so that you can play it yourself, or you can make regions and be able to play multiplayer, like with friends or other, SimCity players, which is cool. Terraforming was cut to give players something to think about in how to build their cities around the terrain. So it looks like, how in the old game where you can kind of terraform, like make your hills or just leave it all flat or whatever. I guess they're not going to have that anymore. You actually have to work with, you actually have to work with the whatever that you have, and like if it's really hilly, you got to try to build on the hills or whatever. So in a way, I'm kind of glad of that. Because I'm not very good at terraforming. I usually don't terraform my stuff anyway, but, for those of you that like the terraforming, that's probably going to be a little disappointment for you guys. Roads will automatically cut into the terrain if needed for placement. So I guess it'll just, if you need to cut it through or something, I'm not really sure what that's going to mean. I guess it just means that, like, if you got a big hill or something, it'll cut through it or something so that you can have your roads and stuff there. So I think from what they're saying, the terrain probably isn't going to be a problem for your roads. It may look a little goofy, but I don't know. I guess we just have to get the game and play it and find out. Roads will be curvy and allowing for overpasses and more. So I guess you don't always have to build a straight line anymore. Can share cities with others. I think I explained all that before. If a city becomes abandoned, you can take over playing it with others. So I guess you can abandon your city, and if you're playing it with others, then another player can take it over, or, you can come, I guess you can come back to it in your single mode or whatever. I'm not sure how that's going to work. There will be boats and other transportation options, such as buses, streetcars, and planes, and no subways. And I do remember that point. They're not going to have subways, but they're going to have the railroads, and I think they're going to have seaports and airplanes and stuff like that. And I'll talk a little bit more about like what you're going to get and stuff, depending on what edition you order, but I'll get into that in just a minute. Transit workers between cities and regions, and with regions themselves. So when the buildings are being put up or whatever, you're going to have like work crews that come in and do it. So it's going to look pretty realistic. Cities will be medium-sized, but there's a lot more depth and complexity with the simulation. So you're not going to have the choice of having like a real big city or a real tiny city. From what it looks like, they're all going to be about the same size, but because this game is so new, it's going to have a lot more than what the older SimCities had. So I don't think the size is going to matter. So there's going to be a lot that you're going to be able to do with this. And from what I've seen from the videos and stuff, I mean, it looks amazing. Can unleash disaster in the city, such as meteor, alien invasion, and more. More will be released throughout the week. Okay, so I think if you go to like SimCity.com or something, they talk about like their favorite disasters or something. So there's probably going to be like fire and tornadoes and weather, stuff like that. So there will be disasters in the game to destroy your cities and so forth. SimCity will be coming to both PC and Mac in February 2013. So the older SimCity games you couldn't really play on the Mac, but with this one, and it seems like a lot of games that are released now you can actually play on the Mac. But anyway, I'll include the link to this website so that you guys can read it yourselves. But there are two different versions of SimCity that you can get. You can get the limited edition, which has 2 headquarters. From what I learned on one of the other live stream chats, there's an evil Dr. Vu's headquarters, where he turns the Sims into evil minions. And then there's Maxis Man, who's kind of like SimCity's version of Superman, I guess, who kind of tries to save the day or whatever. And then if you get the digital deluxe version, which is just strictly through Origin, you cannot get the digital deluxe anywhere but through Origin, and it's going to cost a little bit more money. Then you get three additional city sets. You get a British one, which has a thing of Big Ben in the middle of it. You get a French one, which has the Eiffel Tower, and then you get a German one, which has a high-speed light rail. So but you only get that stuff if you order the digital deluxe through Origin. But you can order the limited edition if you don't want all that, and you can get the limited edition anywhere, like Amazon, Walmart, that kind of thing. And then you get those two come with that one will come with the two headquarters, and also the Digital Deluxe will have the headquarters as well, but you also get the extra 3 city sets. So that's exciting, but the Digital Deluxe version is going to cost a bit more money because they give you quite a lot more material to work with. So anyway, that's going to be coming in February 2013, and I'm really excited about that. I will probably do a Let's Play on that one because I'm really, really excited to just get my hands on that and play with it. And if you guys want to play with me too, that's fine. I'll have some regions open to do that, and I believe, like on the SimCity page, you would use your same username that you have like for Origin or whatever, which I would be Sweet Nightingale. So if they change it up where you add friends or whatever, that kind of thing, then that's who I will be. So anyway, enough about SimCity, but you guys tell me if you want me to do a SimCity 4 Let's Play. And I will do that. If not, then I won't. But I will be doing SimCity 5, or, well, I don't think it's called SimCity 5, it's just called SimCity. But I will do a Let's Play on that one. Now, for Sims 3 Seasons, they talked a lot more about that. They showed the aliens, and oh my gosh, let me tell you, it looks really awesome. They're going to have, like, telepathic powers. They're going to be able to probe someone and do different things to, your Sims, and there'll be alien abductions, so... and they did say that when that happens, your Sims are going to come back a bit pregnant, even the males. So the aliens are really cool, really scary looking, and they got the UFOs are really cool looking, and they've got just some really neat sound effects and stuff. So it's going to be really awesome, awesome, awesome. Now, I'm not sure how you get an alien to come, if it's going to be like in The Sims 2, where if you look through the telescope long enough, they'll just come, or if it's going to be a random thing. But I guess you can befriend the aliens, and you can actually add them to your household, but you have to befriend them and ask them to move in and stuff. So anyway, that's pretty much like what they showed with the, most of what happened with that one. But they also showed the festivals. They showed the fall festival where they had the pie eating contest and the bobbing for apples. So, and they played in Moonlight Falls, so pretty much like where they had the broom, the Zoom Sweeper thing, that park there, that's where all the festival stuff is going to happen in Moonlight Falls. And they did say that whatever town that you're in, the festivals are going to look really unique, and you can actually go into the festival lots and tailor them up if you want to, and so forth. It's like anything else. You would just go into the edit town and put down whatever you want to put down. So, I'm really excited about the festivals and seeing what... seeing just all the different kinds of things, and they did unveil that there's a new woohoo spot, and that's going to be in a big pile of leaves, so you can have your Sims woohoo in a big pile of leaves. So yeah, you're going to end up having to rake leaves and stuff. So I'm really, really looking forward to Seasons, and of course I'll be doing a Let's Play on that when that comes, and that's going to be in less than a month, I believe. Yay! Also, you guys, another thing that they unveiled is they have something called the Weatherstone, which that's going to be installed somewhere in your world. And the reason they mentioned that is because they're going to have it where they're going to kind of link two expansion packs together. So Supernatural, like if you have Supernatural installed, then this will work really well with Seasons, because they're going to have something called a Weatherstone in your Supernatural Sims. And I think it's going to be somewhere in every world, and where it's going to be able to do different things. But anyway, your Supernatural Sims are going to be able to interact with this Weatherstone, and they'll be able to ask it to produce very unique different weather patterns. And what they showed in the video was they had a werewolf interact with this Weatherstone. And so what he asked it to produce was a hunter's storm. And so what happened was it snowed. Obviously it was in fall because they were showing the fall festival, but they had it snow. Even though it was in the fall, it was a really, really heavy snow, and then like all these gems and stuff just kind of spawned so that the werewolf could pick it up. Now, the werewolves are really good at hunting and finding, things for your witch or whoever's going to do alchemy or whatever. But apparently all your different supernatural types are going to be able to ask it to do different weather types according to what their supernatural powers are. So I can't wait to see what it's going to happen for the witch, and I can't wait to see what the fairy can bring to it, and all that. You know, it's just going to be different unique weather types, and I can't wait. I really, really can't wait. Very, very excited, you guys. So anyway, I've rambled on. One more thing that I wanted to mention before I go. I almost forgot, but they did unveil that a new stuff pack is going to be shipping in January, which is going to be called 70s, 80s, and 90s. And that's going to have like objects from those decades, like the big stereo boombox from the 80s, and in the 70s it was, you know, disco stuff. So they're going to have like, you know, hairstyles and clothing and all that kind of stuff, plus a lot of objects that you're going to be able to play with in build and buy mode. So that's going to be exciting. They unveiled that, you know, toward the end of the broadcast, and it was kind of crazy how they did that. You know, they had this disco music that came out and they started dancing. It was pretty funny. You'll be able to see that if you watch the live broadcast. So that's exciting. And then they hinted, and they hinted. They didn't really say for sure, but they kind of hinted. They had this tiger or something that ran across the stage, and so they said, oh, well, you know, gee whiz, you know, that person belongs back in university. And the girl was like, so you guys, be getting university at some point. But they did say that there's going to be some new exciting stuff. So I have a feeling that we are going to get university. You know, it's not official as far as I know, but they hinted, and you'll be able to see that if you watch the live broadcast. So, but we are going to get 70s, 80s, and 90s stuff pack. It's going to be shipping out in January. And then they also did mention that there's going to be a new world called Monte Vista, which is an Italian-looking world that's going to be released. I believe that they said it was going to happen like this winter or something. So, which is going to be in the Sims 3 store, same place where you could get like Lucky Palms and Sunlit Tides and stuff. So I'm really looking forward to that Monte Vista, and you know, there'll be like a lot of Italian influence in that. And then they did show a little bit. They have a premium content item, which is a wood fire oven where you can make pizzas and calzones, lasagnas, all different kinds of stuff. They didn't say everything, but it's really going to be great for your Sims who like to cook. So that's really, really exciting. And when that world comes out, I will show you what that looks like, and also probably do a Let's Play, because it seems like I'm doing Let's Plays in the new worlds that come out. So really a lot of exciting stuff coming out in the Sims 3. So and also really excited about Sim City. So anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this little update and an overview of what I found out with this. I'll include the link to the live broadcast plus the website that I am currently on right now. And you guys can watch the live broadcast if you haven't seen it, and all that good stuff. So you guys have a fantastic day, and I'll see you guys in the next LP. Don't forget to subscribe if you want to see my series, and you'll get to see right when I upload a video. So subscribe if you want to watch my series, and we'll talk to you guys all later. Bye, guys.